Hello, everyone. Before we get started today, I wanted to let you know, especially if you are one of my loyal listeners that is looking for a little bit more, I've created a paid subscription option for the podcast for 99 pence per month. On top of this being ad-free and just purely being the essence of the episodes, I will be doing bonus episodes, some personal update episodes, and we'll also include any information, invites into any virtual workshops or online things that I do in the future. So if you fancy it, check out the show notes below with the link and enjoy the show. Hello everyone. Quick one from me before we get started today. One of the reasons you might be listening to this podcast is because you feel slightly lost or a bit stuck in life right now. Over the last 18 months, I've been building a self-led ebook course for you based upon overcoming this feeling. It might be that you're frustrated that you're on this hedonic treadmill of life, despite the fact that you've been working on yourself for a while. And with the experience should come solutions. Or simply put, you're just not where you thought you'd be at this point of your life. And this makes you unhappy. Well, this is where it all changes for you. You take control of what you can whilst enjoying the inevitable ups and downs of life, with the peace of mind that you're doing everything you can to work towards what matters to you. I can remember feeling lost and stuck in jobs and with life in general. All the self-development content out there telling you how to become successful when all you really need to do is find out what success means to you. So, start with this course I've created for you, 30 days of you taking the time to focus on yourself. Not rushing, not living up to anyone else's expectations, just you getting closer to who you want to become and the life you want to live. Check it out in the show notes and enjoy the show. Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Self-Improvement Project. Thank you so much if you've been reaching out to me, sending me a message. I know I say it a lot, but it is honestly my favourite thing when I see a message from maybe a first-time person that's reached out, or whether it's someone with just an update of how they're getting on. So thank you for that if you've been doing so. We're almost at spring now, and if you live through the seasons, you'll realise how good that is for your mental well-being. The longer days, the more sun. It might just be where we live in Scotland, but it definitely has an impact on our quality of life. However, enough about the weather. Today's episode is called Yes and Rather Than Either Or. Now, to set the scene, this topic is all around our attachment to outcome. Attachment to outcome can be one of the biggest drawbacks in life that psychologically and mentally for us, we seem to be innately born with. There might be elements of the system that we live in impacting on that, influencing on that. However, it does seem to become ingrained within us. We have to achieve. Attachment to outcome is what can lead us to burnout, whether it's within a job, whether it's with one of our own personal projects, or maybe a hobby that you're pursuing on a competitive or more serious level. This ever-shifting finish line. It's like when you're climbing a mountain, or if you're in Scotland, a Munro, and you think you can see the summit, but In fact, it's way higher, and it's only when you reach the summit that you thought was the top that you can see the actual summit further in the distance. And this is sometimes what our attachment to outcome can feel like, never ending. So, what can we do? I don't believe it's something that we can remove or delete from our lives. I think there's always opportunity for it to be ever present if we allow it to. This attachment will always exist in some form or another. We could completely retrain our minds, or we could simply shift our perspective. By taking the small step to actively be present in shifting our perspective on this, it will eventually retrain the mind. If we went in with the goal of retraining our mind completely, it would take a lot of effort to stop ourselves constantly around making sure that we weren't focusing on being attached to the outcome. I think if you accept that this will always exist, whether you choose to focus on it or not, can actually allow us to take that next step. Or add our own spin, our own version of this. Yes and rather than either or. The title of this episode. It's a very slight shift in perspective. However, a lot of us live with this either or mindset. If we relate it back to the attachment to the outcome, we either win or we lose. We pass or we fail. And to use that perspective, let's think we fail and we learn. We lose, but we improve. Or we lose and we improve. Sorry, to keep it in context with the title. Outcomes exist. Outcomes will always exist. But let's add your definition of achievement and success. Is it to feel healthier and fitter? What does feeling healthier and fitter look like to you in your current situation? Not a previous self, not a future self, right now. Is it to go through the process and the journey of the situation that you are in? A lot of the time when you hear about extreme levels of success, for example, a sports team that wins an international trophy, it's not the winning that lives with them, it's the process, it's the journey that sticks with them. Or is it simply to be someone else? Having closer alignment to your values as a person, as you grow and as you change in what you believe. Start by taking the large parts of your life, your job, your relationships, your health, your free time. How can you change from that either or, pass or fail, win or lose mindset to yes and? Losing and learning. Failing and improving. Winning and improving. Passing and learning. I believe this idea as a whole concept is called karma yoga. Go and have a wee look at it yourself, see your perspective, see how it aligns and fits with your life. A couple of questions for you to finish. Does this mindset and awareness of this concept now open up more possibilities for you in your life? Is it liberating and freeing in some aspect? Maybe in some of the examples I gave around health, maybe relationships or your job? Or does it simply drive your desire for detachment and escapism even more? Let me know. Share any thoughts you've got. Ping me an email about it and let me know what works. As always, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers. Hey guys, me again. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and if you're not ready for the Becoming Unstuck in 30 Days self-led course quite yet, why don't you try my free ebook I created? 5 simple steps to improve yourself and your life. I made this during the very first lockdown of the pandemic, in the early days of the Self-Improvement Project. It's a quick go-to when you're feeling unsure what to work on when improving yourself or your lifestyle. And the great starting point if you're trying to figure out how to live a more fulfilling and simple life. The link for this will be in the show notes for you. Have a good one.